You don't need more motivation in your life. At the beginning of my self-improvement journey, I got hooked on countless forms of motivation. In order to get more work done, I would get hooked on these pep talks and inspirational quotes, where the search for inspiration feels like chasing a never-ending rainbow. I finally changed my methods that can work for up to 8 hours at a time without any form of motivation. Interested? Then let's hop into it. Why does it usually seem so difficult to motivate ourselves? I remember I became obsessed with David Goggins. I watched all his videos on YouTube and motivational shorts in which he's talking to you while running a freaking marathon to hype you up. I read his book, Can't Hurt Me, which makes you want to join the Navy SEALs as soon as you complete it. I found myself running in the dark during the pouring rain because I was so motivated to be just like David Goggins after his book. It was that powerful. But what happens the next day? Or maybe the week after? You are back to where you started. You aren't constantly reading these inspiring stories to hype yourself up. So you end up going back to your old, boring ways, thinking you're not good enough. I mean, I get it. We've all been there. Our feelings and behaviors are ultimately the result of our beliefs. If you want to do something and have reasons for doing it, but are still not acting, then we have beliefs that are acting as barriers. Ask yourself how the following beliefs might undercut your motivation and keep you from acting. Number 1, our mistakes and failures are a bad thing. Or if I make a mistake or fail, I'll be rejected. I'm not capable or competent. And lastly, nothing I do is good enough. Now consider having some of these beliefs that I just listed above. Describe how they would undermine your motivation and prevent you from doing action. But what you actually mean when you say to yourself, I wish I had more motivation, is that you already have all the drive you need. The ideas that keep your motivation from causing you to commence and sustain action are what you truly need to get rid of. The motivation you already have will be enough to spur you into action. But once you get rid of those harmful beliefs that I just talked about, and shortly after that, you'll achieve personal achievement. Now let's go over self-discipline and why it is the most important thing you're gonna learn about in this video. Everyone around you inspires you to take action. It's good to be motivated because sometimes in challenging circumstances, it helps you to propel forward. You have the power to alter your actions, hone your skills, express your creativity, create goals, and broaden your interests. For example, young individuals who are more motivated in the classroom are better able to focus on a primary goal. Although self-discipline is equally as important as motivation in your life, the former is more important. You currently require more self-discipline than motivation. Understanding important self-discipline principles is the first step toward developing strong self-discipline. Discovering these 3 realities will put you one step closer, so you don't need to keep watching or engaging in endless forms of motivation. The fast food mentality, which means getting what you want as soon as possible, is prevalent in this culture. Let's be real, everybody wants a nice house, a fulfilling relationship, a healthy physique, and loads of money. And to achieve what they want immediately out of college, they are prepared to work 20 hours each week. The instant gratification method leads to failure in life to those who possess it. Understanding how the self-disciplined live their lives will in return help you to learn how to be self-disciplined. The self-control is practical. Self-disciplined people, in contrast to the habit your way mentality, reject it because they realize that while instant gratification may make them happy temporarily, it will ultimately lead to disappointment and failure. They have realized that they won't always obtain their wish. They understand that good things require work, which gives them a realist perspective on the world. Their possibility of happiness may be delayed while they work towards their goal, but in the long term, it will be increased because of their realistic outlook on life. They understand that in order to attain the success, riches, and pleasure they desire, they must set goals and be motivated to follow them until they are fulfilled, even if it means taking more risks, which more people are getting scared to do. Aims of the self-discipline. Disciplined people don't go through life expecting to be successful. They set goals and are motivated to reach those targets. People usually start considering what they are trying to achieve over the course of their lifetime, or at the very least, the next 10 years. Setting these long-term goals aids in creating a mindset that forms the basis of all other decisions. They create a list of more doable goals that will help them accomplish their long-term goal. They create a daily to-do list that that helps them get some of their long-term goal done, and they routinely verify their schedule and to-do list to make things better with their new life. The self-controlled are motivated. Disciplined people always drive themselves to improve, and they don't downplay and ignore their talent. It's a gift. When they talk to themselves, they are kind, understanding, and patient, while most regular people out there are thinking negative thoughts. Their positive, optimistic outlook on life keeps them inspired and discouragement-free, but they don't keep a running to-do list in their heads of things they want to accomplish every day. But they are passionate of what needs to be done, which inspires them to finish the task at hand. Self-disciplined people propel themselves forward with loads of joy, much as a football coach wouldn't constantly advise his squad to win the game. Self-disciplined people stay motivated by developing the ability in their heads to feel good even on bad days. Everyone has days when they want to spend the entire day in bed. Let's be real. We wake up for work, the last thing you want to do is get out of bed at 4 or 5 in the morning when you could stay inside your room and not have to go. But disciplined people will keep themselves motivated by controlling their thoughts and pursuing happiness. Quite the opposite of what most people do nowadays. So you need to decide to adapt a more positive outlook on life. You need to develop a superior discipline level. You don't need motivation anymore. You always had the power inside of you. You just had to find it and learn how to bring it out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something from it, so stay tuned for more.